High in the rugged peaks of California's Santa Lucia Mountains, there are shadows that locals say have watched for centuries. They are called the Dark Watchers, towering human-like figures that appear at twilight along the ridgelines, silent, unmoving, and always watching. For generations, native tribes spoke of them in hushed tones. Spanish settlers wrote warnings in their journals, telling travelers to avoid staring too long at the mountains at dusk. Even famed author John Steinbeck once mentioned the Watchers, strange silhouettes that seem to linger just at the edge of sight. Witnesses describe them as giant, cloaked beings, often more than 10 feet tall. With broad shoulders and no visible faces, they stand perfectly still, gazing down from cliffs and ridges as if guarding something unseen. One hiker in the 1930s reported that as the sun set, he spotted one of the figures on a distant hill. Curious, he raised his hand in greeting. To his shock, the shadow raised its arm back, mirroring him. Heart pounding, he turned away for only a second. When he looked back, the figure was gone. But the Watchers are not always so harmless. Travelers have spoken of feeling an overwhelming dread when they encounter them, like invisible eyes boring into their skin. Some hikers have reported losing hours of time, unable to explain where they went, as if the mountains swallowed them whole. Perhaps the most chilling stories come from those who dared to approach. One camper claimed he saw a massive dark figure step silently from the trees and stop just beyond the glow of his fire. It never moved closer, never spoke. It only stood there. When he finally gathered the courage to look away and then back, nothing remained. But all night, he swore he could hear footsteps circling just beyond the reach of the flames. To this day, hikers in Big Sur and the Santa Lucia Range still report sightings, always at dusk, always on the high ridges. They vanish the moment you try to approach. And locals say the same thing. The Dark Watchers never come down the mountains. They wait, they watch. If you ever find yourself on those lonely California trails at sunset, remember to look up. You might see them, tall, cloaked, and silent, standing against the fading sky. And if you do, don't wave, because you may not want to know what happens if they decide to wave back.